Hi, I am Sandeep Mall and I am Livaeco GlobalSpa Fit and Fab. My fitness mantra is to give my body whatever it needs to remain healthy, good nutrition, regular strength training, and using science-based protocols to achieve deep health.
Subscribe to your newsletter in the morning when I was reading a little
Oh,
bit
okay,
about
that's
good
great.
life. Yeah. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about your newsletter first. Through
Okay.
Good Vibes, you're helping people, to achieve that balance between deep health and, sound living.
Okay. So basically, I'll just brief you about, I had a very bad lifestyle. I was sick all parameters you can think. I was obese and
But
uh,
you survived some really terrible
yeah.
accident as well. I mean, I read up about that. That was horrifying. I mean,
Yeah,
it
so I
gave
had
me the
a very
goosebumps.
bad car crash. I'll say 2008 or 9, 2008, I think.
Right,
So
right.
then I had a artificial disc surgery. So they cut from here. So I have a titanium
Wow,
disc. So it was a car
wow.
pileup. I was driving from New York to New Jersey, and there were like 15, 20 cars on top of each other, and
Right.
that led me to a surgery, and then rehab for a long time, and I had all sort of bad problems. You can say my cholesterol was high, triglycerides were high, my uric acid was very high, my BP was high. So all sort of these issues were there, and so the doctors wanted to put me on a lot of medicines and all this. So and I said there has to be a way out. I mean, I don't want to get into medicines at the age of 47. And till that time, for me life was only work. So I'm an entrepreneur, so I have manufacturing units, and I was doing was uh, 70, 80, 90 hours a week of work, and never got into anything. So then I realized that I need to do something else, to get into a better life and get, so I started asking for, coaching and mentors, and then reading a lot of science and structure, and started to doing things that I studied, and I would experiment like a lot of things. So ये काम करेगा क्या, ये नहीं करेगा क्या, ये खाना चाहिए नहीं खाना चाहिए, and I kept on doing all those stuff and started seeing results. So whatever was working for me, I generally used to put it into my lifestyle habits. कि ये काम कर रहा है तो इसको like let's keep on doing it. So
Right.
and so in couple of years I had the best health reports. My triglycerides from 380 came down to like 110 or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
So without any medicine. So then it seemed that this is possible and everybody can do it. Like it's not that something it's something which I did or invented. It's all something which is there. The science is there, and just people need to bring small habit changes. So small, they don't know exactly. See, if you Google anything, there information is there for everything. But the point is, how to take that action, and that's where people get stuck, because there's so much of information, and most of it is so much of trash out there. They can't judge what's right, what's wrong. So I thought, let me do something to help as many people as possible. So that became my passion. So I started teaching people and training in my city, and then Twitter helped, because you connected to so many people. And I did my
Right.
nutrition science certificate also, because to learn exactly the science, I wanted to go deep, and so I did a certification from a US university. And
Right.
so that I wanted. So the newsletter idea came that how I can share these tools with people, simple tools, that they can, like, if you go and spend 15-20 minutes in the sunlight in the morning, you may get good sleep. There is a direct science proven reaction that आपका melatonin इतने बार कितने घंटे के बाद release होगा. Now this is something very simple. You just go out, walk 15-20 minutes, 30 minutes in the sun in the morning, and that will result in a good sleep for you. And a lot of people suffer from not getting good sleep. So there was
Right.
nothing, they will go in for medication, they will do all those stuff, and but that is avoidable. You can do it directly, with for your own good. So that's what was the idea for the newsletter. So then I got hold of few of my friends, who are into these doctors and all those. I said, why don't you contribute also? So and we just make a larger pool of information, and whatever small, everybody cannot do everything, so all, किसी को कुछ की जरूरत है, किसी को डेंटल केयर की जरूरत है, किसी को आई के लिए जरूरत है, किसी को स्किन के लिए जरूरत है, किसी को कोलेस्ट्रॉल कम करना है, so they can pick up whatever they need and bring those lifestyle changes and see the results. I mean, we all deserve good health span. You don't want to get sick when you go at the age of 60 and you can't do your own stuff. You're dependent on people. सीढ़ी भी चढ़ने में दिक्कत हो रही है. That's what we see our parents or grandparents. They went through all this. So the idea of deep health was not there. So that's the whole idea. That's the philosophy, and with that I started this newsletter.
So what is your definition of a healthy lifestyle?
Living pain-free, living happy. It's no point taking stress. 90% of the things that you are stressed about is not in your control.
Yes.
I mean, if the diesel prices is 100 rupees, you can do nothing about it. What's the point living about it and getting the negativity around? Or if something is not working, it's not working. You can do only enough, this much to take care of it. So I mean, it should be something where you are not living in pain. You are not, getting sick. There are such simple tools that will prevent you to getting cold also. आपको सर्दी नहीं होगी, बुखार नहीं होगा. You don't need to get into medication, and you can, if you keep on doing those things, you will just, improve your immunity, and that will itself, ensure that you don't have those problems in the first place.
Right.
So आपकी body आपको बताती है कि क्या कमी, you yourself will feel it कि मेरे को ये तकलीफ होने वाली है, ये खाया तो मेरे को ये, if you just monitor it, कि ये खाने से मेरे को ये problem हो रही है, so obviously if you cut off that food, you will not have that problem. So that's the whole idea of, कि good sleep, good relations, stress-free life होनी चाहिए, and obviously your physical strength and your good food you eat, as much close to its original shape. अभी हम डब्बे से कुछ मंगाते हैं, it does not even, match anything from what was the original look of that food.
Right.
So, so as close to, what it was original source. So going into that science and how it helps, and that's what is basically do those things. And it's possible, deep health is possible, I'm sure, for everybody. From whatever age, wherever stage in your life you are, you can do a U-turn and, get into a deep health stage.
You are a living testimony of that, and I agree with you totally. So tell us a little bit about your fitness routine. What does your fitness routine look like?
I do emphasize on strength training. So that's very much needed for everybody at any age. So I do 3 days of strength training usually. Right now it changes, the programs I keep on changing depending upon what is my short-term goal. So if I have a marathon coming and I do marathon running and all this, so I'll change some plans, and if I don't have summers mein kuch or winters mein kuch or, I usually add on few kgs during the winters and become leaner in the summer time. So the plans, but usually strength training is a standard part. I'll minimum 3 to 4 days I'll do strength training. Right now I'm doing 3 days. I'll have one session anaerobic workout, interval, something, HIIT or whatever you call it, high intensity interval training, to elevate my heart rate, to almost maximum heart rate, what is permissible as per science. And couple of days I'll do aerobic, steady state, where to improve my VO2 max or to improve on my, cardio health, heart health, basically. I make sure to do mobility, to take care of my joints. That's every day 5-7 minutes after I get up, that's there. I do a lot of breathing exercises. So gratitude. And I love long walks. So, in the evening, if I have no appointments or nothing to do, I'll prefer to go to a walk and, go in the park and, do a 5-7 kilometers of, maybe listen to a podcast or listen to some audiobook or something, and just walk outdoors, So that's usually my protocol.
Okay, so what is the core connection between deep health and wellness, according to you?
See, wellness is the act of practicing healthy habits on a daily basis to attain better physical and mental health outcomes, so that instead of just surviving, you are thriving, and actively working on your social connections, regular exercise, good healthy food, deep sleep, mindfulness, meditation, or gratitude, or whatever that's basically what it's wellness is basically. So just practicing all your healthy habits, that's what you know I'll say is wellness.
And deep health, you
So
emphasize a lot on deep health.
yeah, so basically it's that deep health is that you don't get, like, I'll say, excited about some things, so I mean, the pain and pleasure together, you always have. If you are excited about some, that's how the casinos work, like you go to the casino, you win some, and they let you win some, and then you keep on going, and then you lose. So there is always a dopamine system which works in the body. So how we can utilize that, all those things, to attain deep health. Deep health basically means that uh, you're not going to the doctors, you're not sick, you're not living in pain, you are mindful, you talk pleasantly, you are always positive. So all those things, you are in good relationship, you're not you don't fight around, or whatever you say, you're not bringing in negativity. If somebody meets you, they feel happy to meet you. So all those things basically combine is what is deep health. That will be something where you will be happy about living in this world. You'll be excited about, you'll not be craving about everything in this world.
Okay, so are there any secrets that you can share with us? Like diet secrets or realistic
I'll say
living
that
secrets?
gratitude is very important. So
Right.
being thankful for everything. So my routine is, every night I'll write down 3 gratitude things. What for that day, what I am grateful for. Like if I my granddaughter has lunch with me, and if I am feeding her, I am deeply grateful to God. That I get an opportunity to usko khana khilaya maine. So there are like small things. It's not like there are bigger things, obviously, that I am alive today, that's gratitude. But more than that, the things, events which happen during the day, which we don't even remember baad mein. So that helps in ki aap agar grateful hai, to you don't feel the uh, you can see the better side of life. So that is basically one thing. Secondly is I do very focused work. So I'll say that I have a goal, which is, there are a few goals that I have in mind from 1 year from now, like so one is related to my health, one might be related to my work, and one is related to my family or relations, or whatever you call. So I break down those goals to what I'm supposed to do today to achieve that goal 1 year from now. Say, like, my goal is to run Bombay Marathon in January, just giving an example. Now I'll just break it down to what I am supposed to do today to achieve that goal. So I have to run tomorrow 2 kilometers. So if I do 2 kilometers tomorrow, so I am sure in January I'll be able to do 42 kilometers. So that's like, I'll break it down. So are these 3 most important uh, things that I need to do every day. I'll write it down with my gratitude list in my diary every night before I go to bed. कि कल का ये 3 most important work है मेरा. Whatever comes, I need to finish those 3 things and knock them off of my calendar. Basically, so that I reach closer to my goal, which is my long-term goal, which is like 1 year from now. So that that way, I know, yes, छोटा small victories I keep on having, कि आज मैंने ये कर लिया, चलो आज 2 किलोमीटर दौड़ दिए, or I called up somebody, a friend I have not talked to for last few months, and I just called him and he said कि कल का मेरा most important job है that I am going to call up my college friend, and I have not talked to him for a few months, and I'll just call up. So that's my most important job for the next day. So these are the small things, bringing in small habit that treks you towards deep health.
So tell me something, what is it that makes you stay motivated? Like you spoke about your terrible accident. It gave me goosebumps when I was reading about it. So during your most challenging times, what is it that makes you stay motivated? What helps you to stay adrift and move ahead
I,
and move forward?
I think motivation is overhyped. It's basically the actions that gives results, and that motivates. So it's the other way around. if you, when you start to see results, that motivates you. So first it starts with the actions. You do something, then you see the result, and then that gives you the, the motivation cycle. Just to starting with motivation is very difficult for anybody. थोड़े दिन बाद वो motivation खत्म हो जाएगा, and you get back into the old you basically. So it's always the small actions that you do, the small habits, they help. Like I'll give you an example. In some days, if I don't feel like working out, I still dress up, go to the gym, and maybe do some mobility routine, 5 minutes, and come back. So I have a calendar. My calendar has, I give appointments to myself in that calendar. कि ये मेरा time है for like reading book, or for going to the gym, or going for a walk. So I have my own appointments there. So my calendar is full from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock in the night when I go to bed. Every minute is accounted for actually. Even if I'm going to sleep for 1 hour in the afternoon, it's written there कि alarm लगा के सो जाओ. मेरे को Twitter करना है तो ये Twitter का time है मेरा 10 minutes, this to this. So then I just shut off the Twitter. So that's basically is I like giving, as I said, action brings in the results, and the results will keep you motivated.
So you're clearly a man of routine, and it is the routine which sets the rhythm to your day, right? You like to structure the day, not just drift along aimlessly, and that is a very, very important part.
Yeah, basically, if you see these days, we have so much of distraction. एक email आया, आपने mail के लिए phone खोला, you move to WhatsApp to Twitter to Instagram,
right.
So you forget even about that mail. So आपने वो 1 minute का काम जो था, that goes for 15 minutes, and you lose your focus. Whatever you were doing, that's gone. So your output is obviously gone. At the end of the day, you will feel ये भी रह गया, वो भी रह गया, and you are overwhelmed, and that's where your deep health starts to suffer. So basically, like, I don't have email on my phone. I don't have any mail on my phone. I have fixed timing for my mails. So सुबह इतने बजे देखना है, दोपहर को इतने बजे देखना है, शाम को रात को सोने के पहले इतने बजे देखना है. So I give myself 15 to 20 minutes to do all emails. So I don't have any email ka app or any mail setting on my phone. So no notifications coming on my phone for that. So that, for that matter, that you don't get disturbed when you are doing a focused work. कि आपका कुछ notification आ गया, कुछ mail आ गया. So I'll prefer to switch off and not do anything, and do what my focus of that period of time in the calendar is, and do that. Even if I'm enjoying or playing with my grandchild, I'll prefer to not take my phone there and have all checking email in between or doing something. So I'm losing the connection that I am going to have with my grandchild. So that's what basically is is the process, the system, as you say, is it works with.
No, I think it's really important because it gets you to apply 100% of your energies to whatever you're choosing to do at that point in time.
Absolutely.
And it does require a good amount of discipline. As you rightly said, that there are too many distractions floating around, and all of us just tend to jump from one app to the other, to this website and that phone, right? So I want to ask you, Sandeep, how is it that you unwind?
Preferably, I enjoy a good massage. So I read a lot. I mean, a lot means a lot. I have a full library of books. I enjoy reading. So I have books related to maybe a lot of history, a lot of religion, and then health, and all these things are obviously there. Anything and everything related to how I can increase my lifespan. That's one of my goal, to increase my lifespan and living healthy. So I want to live forever if science allows me someday. And I love to go outdoors. So I'm a wildlife photographer also. So if I any opportunity I get to go to the jungles, I'll pick up my camera and so spending time as much in outdoors, in nature, that helps me unwind.
Self-care. What does this term mean to you?
You're loving yourself. If I don't take care of myself, I'll not be able to take care of my people whom I love. If I am sick, then I cannot attend to the people I love. So it's from physical angle, from mental angle, or whatever you say, I have to be fit and fine, and so that mentally also and physically also, so that I can give all what I have to my people I love and friends and family. So that's what I said, that I am selfish uh, because I love my people.
So, in your opinion, if someone were to ask you for a piece of advice, how would you go about achieving the work-life balance? अपने अपनी लाइफ में इसको कैसे ढालना है?
See, basically, I'll say that first is delegation. So how do I'm not an expert in everything, so I prefer to delegate my work to people who are more better experts than me, and then I prefer to prioritize my time. As I said earlier, that plotting my personal time in my calendar. So I've set work hours, stick to that. I delegate to experts instead of trying my hand in everything. I remain realistic. I know this much I can do. Even if I run 42 kilometers, I know I cannot break the 4-hour time. So I remain realistic. I don't want to put a lot of emphasis, because it does not work for me. I'll get sick, or I'll get injured. So it's okay. I'll do it 4 hours. I'm doing 42 kilometers. So remain realistic, basically. And if I can afford to buy time in any situation, I'll do it. If somebody does my job, and I get time for something that I love, I'll try to balance it. I'll spend on mentors, I'll spend on trainers, and then regular trips to the wildlife for photography. That helps me balance my, so usually if my work routine, which was 80-90 hours a week, now is, I'll say, come down to almost like 20 to 25 hours a week. That's the whole I need to work, because I've delegated a lot of my work, which I used to do earlier, to better, more expert people. I cannot be an engineer, I cannot be a finance guy, or, I cannot be everything. So, delegation of work and spending that time that I have freed for myself, for my own self-care, or, spending it with people I love. So that balances the whole structure.
I want to ask you, what is that one pearl of wisdom that you can share with anybody who aspires to be in your shoes? And you're extremely versatile at so many things. I mean, it's your passion for photography. You're able to make time for that. You're able to make time for whatever you want to pursue. So if you want to share one piece of advice with everybody out there, क्या advice देना चाहेंगे?
I think, I read somewhere that you have one body to live in. So I'll advise everybody to keep this masterpiece safe and healthy. आप अगर सही रहेंगे, स्वस्थ रहेंगे, so that you'll be able to do whatever you want to do. Everything is possible. You can learn anything in this world in 6 to 8 months. Even if I want to learn guitar, I know I can. I took up baking during the lockdown. I took up nutrition science. I took an English writing course during this lockdown. Presently, I'm learning music. So you can take up anything if you want, if you are mentally and physically, your body is in the right shape. So it's just one thing, one opportunity you get in your, life, to live, one place to live in your life. That's your body. Just take care of it. If you take care of it, you will be able to do anything you want.
So what has been your biggest learning in life? संदीप मल की सबसे बड़ी सीख क्या रही है लाइफ में? क्या सीखा है आपने अभी तक? If you want to summarize it.
My grandfather used to say, कि जो देता है सो पाता है. Like someone who gives, उसको कभी कमी नहीं होती है. That, and I found this so, true every time. If I am sharing something, whether it is my money or whether it is my knowledge, or whether I have got it back, interest के साथ, ब्याज के साथ, I have got it many times more back in my life, and maintain relations. So anywhere, anytime, there's no point in spoil. You may not, go on well with somebody, कि relation आपका नहीं निभा, कोई maybe my vendor, maybe my customer, maybe a old friend, or maybe a neighbor or something. It's okay, but you don't need to carry that stress on inside. Let go, and move on. If you are not letting it go, you are carrying that stress in your life, and that's not gonna take you towards your deep health, taking care of yourselves. So jo deta hai so pata hai, and let go. So this is the principles that will work the best.
I want to thank you, Sandeep, for taking your time to chat with us. It's been a very energizing conversation for me. I don't know about you, but I have definitely picked up a lot of pointers, and I'm looking to benefit even more tremendously from the newsletter that I have subscribed.
Thanks a lot, and thanks for giving this honor. Thanks for nominating me for the prize.